Have you ever wondered what separates a successful pen tester from an unsuccessful one? It all boils down to the art of detection avoidance, the theme of today's discussion. You see, penetration testing, or pen testing for short, is a simulated cyber attack against a computer system aimed at finding vulnerabilities that an attacker could exploit. It's like a mock drill, but for your digital fortress. The significance? Well, it's the only way to truly gauge the security of your network and systems. But here's the thing. The key to a successful pen test often lies not just in finding loopholes, but in doing so without raising alarms. It's a high-stakes game of digital hide-and-seek, where staying unseen is as important as the mission itself. So if you're a pen tester, detection avoidance isn't just a skill, it's a necessity. Now that we understand why detection avoidance is crucial, let's delve into the process. The first step in avoiding detection is reconnaissance. This phase is essentially the art of gathering intelligence about a target system, without sounding any alarms. Think of it as a cat prowling around a bird's nest, carefully studying its surroundings before making any moves. The information collected during this phase lays the groundwork for the entire operation. It helps us understand the target's vulnerabilities and identify potential entry points. This information is invaluable as it guides the planning of the attack, ensuring we strike at the target's weakest points. Now, there are two main methods used in this phase: passive and active reconnaissance. Passive reconnaissance involves gathering information without directly interacting with the target, like studying public records or observing network traffic. On the other hand, active reconnaissance is a bit more hands-on, involving direct interaction with the target, like scanning for open ports or attempting to elicit responses. With a solid understanding of the target, we can move on to the next step. The second step is scanning and enumeration. Now, imagine yourself as a detective, trying to decipher a mystery. You need clues, don't you? Similarly, in cybersecurity, you need to identify potential vulnerabilities and services running on the system. This is akin to collecting clues in our detective analogy. These clues can be open ports or running services that might be exploited. The importance of this phase cannot be overstated. It's not just about finding the vulnerabilities, it's about understanding how the system might respond to various types of attacks. You see, every system has its own unique characteristics and responses. So in this step, we're essentially familiarizing ourselves with the system, learning its behaviors, identifying its weak points. We are drawing a map of the system's vulnerabilities, if you will. This knowledge is crucial for crafting our approach in the next steps. After identifying potential vulnerabilities, we can move on to the actual attack phase. The third step is gaining access while maintaining stealth. This is the heart of the operation, the moment where our pen tester breaks through the barriers and infiltrates the system. It's not just about getting in, but doing so undetected. It's like slipping into a heavily guarded fortress without a single guard raising an eyebrow. This is where the real magic happens. Gaining access can be done in a variety of ways, and it often depends on the particular system being targeted. It could involve exploiting a known vulnerability in the software. It's like finding a hidden door in a wall that everyone else assumes is solid. With the right tools and knowledge, a pen tester can open this door and slip inside, all without setting off any alarms. Sometimes gaining access can involve more underhanded methods, like using a backdoor. A backdoor is like a secret entrance, a hidden passage unknown to the system's users and even its administrators. It could be a forgotten maintenance account or a piece of code intentionally left behind by a disgruntled employee. Whatever the case, a skilled pen tester can find these backdoors and use them to their advantage. Perhaps the most devious method of gaining access, however, is through social engineering. This involves manipulating the people who use or manage the system. It could be as simple as a convincing phishing email or as complex as an elaborate ruse involving impersonation and deception. The goal is the same: to trick the human element into granting access. But gaining access is only half the battle. The real challenge is to remain undetected once inside. This requires a deep understanding of the system and its security measures. It's about blending in, about making your actions seem like normal, everyday operations. It's about being a ghost in the machine, there but unseen. Once access is gained, the next challenge is to maintain this access. But that's a story for another time. For now, remember, gaining access is crucial, but doing so without detection is what separates the amateurs from the pros. The final step is maintaining access and clearing tracks. This is a pivotal phase in detection avoidance. Maintaining access is crucial as it allows for future exploitation. This can be achieved by installing rootkits or Trojans, which provide a backdoor into the system. But it's not just about gaining access, it's about keeping it. You want to be the ghost in the machine, invisible and undetectable. This is where clearing tracks comes into play. Every action in a system leaves a trace, a digital footprint. If these footprints are discovered, it could lead to detection and removal. So how do we avoid this? By clearing logs. Logs record system activity and can provide a treasure trove of information about your actions. Clearing these logs can help maintain your invisibility, ensuring your continued access and avoiding detection. And with that, we've covered the process of detection avoidance. Let's revisit what we've learned today. We delved into the importance of detection avoidance for pentesters, a crucial aspect that separates the novices from the experts. It's not just about getting in, it's about getting in without being noticed. We started with reconnaissance, the art of gathering information without raising any alarms. The more you know, the better you can plan your actions. Next, we moved on to scanning and enumeration, where we identify potential vulnerabilities in the system we're targeting. Gaining access and maintaining stealth was our third step. Here, we emphasized the significance of not just breaking into the system, but doing so without leaving a trail. Finally, maintaining access and clearing tracks came into play. It's about staying in the system for as long as needed, while ensuring that no evidence of intrusion is left behind. Remember, the art of detection avoidance is essential for any successful pen tester. Stay stealthy, stay undetected.